Okay, I am now live. I'm gonna take this down. I'm gonna take this down. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. That from the game. Uh, all we need is each other, guys. We don't need any of the tape. We don't need any of the stuff. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's just. Oh, guys, let's talk about this Kellen Moore thing. Maybe I should put on my Cowboys hat for this one. Ugh, jeez, guys. Okay, I have a Cowboys hat on. This is a good hat. Ugh. I have my Cowboys lanyard on. Let's talk about some Cowboys stuff. I don't know why people are freaking out about the possibility that Kellen Moore could be our head coach. Kellen Moore would be a fine would be a fine coach. He was our offensive coordinator. He was the OC for the Chargers. That didn't work out. He's currently with the Eagles. They're going to the championship game against Washington on Sunday. I don't see them just imploding. So I don't know what the big deal is, but let's talk about it. People on the internet are going insane. We're talking to Leslie Frazier, who we're not going to hire him because no one knows who that is. We interviewed Robert Sala. I don't think we're going to get him. We interviewed Kellen Moore on Zoom since he's a little busy getting our division rival into the Super Bowl. So I don't know what the big deal is. Let's go off. Let's talk about the Cowboys' offenses when he became offense coordinator. He was quarterbacks coach before that, helping Dak out. Then in 2019, he became the OC. Now, the Cowboys' offense in 2019 was considered the best in the league. Was that because of him? He was calling the plays at that time. Mike McCarthy officially took over play calling duties when he left. So, I mean, we ranked first in the league total offense, first in the league passing yards, offensive efficiency, second, points per drive, fourth, scoring ranked eighth, rushing ranked eighth. In 2020 was a wash. Dak got hurt and everything. We ranked first in the NFL. We had a great offensive line: Connor Williams, Tyler Biadasz, Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, Lyle Collins. We did great in 2022. We had some mixed reviews. The offense was below average when Cooper Rush played. Okay. We averaged 19.7 points per game and 4.9 points yards per play. The potent with Dak Prescott. The offense was better when Dak Prescott was playing. Okay, so I don't see any of this as such a negative with Kellen Moore. Why are people freaking out about Kellen Moore? I'm watching videos with Mark Holmes saying he's done with the Cowboys if Kellen Moore is the head coach. He's pointing to people on the internet that saying, all the comments are saying no, no Kellen Moore. I think personally we would be fine with Kellen Moore. The head coach. We haven't had that head coach to just demands our way or the highway since Jimmy Johnson. Obviously, he was fired. So the head coach, I mean, we won with Barry Switzer. Maybe despite him, I don't know. But why did we win those? Why did we win those games? Because we had good leadership in the locker room. We had good people. We had a good team. I mean, we still had Zeke in 2019. He was banging. 2020, we had him. 2021, we had him. 22, uh, we had, well, in 23, we had Tony Pollard. and then he went to the Patriots in 24. We brought him back. So, I mean, it was the mistake of not really getting a good running back. This year, we brought him back. Rico Dowdle, guys, Rico Dowdle is not the answer. Rico Dowdle is he was a fine pickup in 2020. He was an undrafted free agent. We got him. He was the first one in history to break 1,000 yards. That was lucky. We knew Zeke was declining. We knew Tony Pollard was traded. We knew we wouldn't have Dan Quinn. We had a lot of failures this year. What we could have done in 24, we could have brought in Dan Quinn, our defense coordinator, saying, "Don't go to the Commanders. Um, Mike McCarthy is fired. Bring you in as head coach, right? And then we'll promote Al Harris or Joe Witt Jr. Obviously, he likes because you brought him along to Washington, and then you just run the show. We'll have a strong draft on 24, and then we'll do something with the running back position. We'll get Derrick Henry maybe. We'll pay him, and we'll just get him a bunch of money to come over here to help us out because Dak's best years, he's a fourth round draft pick. Okay, he's not number one. He's not Troy Aikman. Oh, he needs a strong running game. Derrick Henry could have provided that. Obviously, Saquon Barkley could have provided that. So we could have just paid him gobs of money. This is an example of when we should pay someone gobs of money to help us out, right? And we did not do that. So that was our failure. This was the year we needed to go out and get a free agent running back, and we did not do it because who are the best running backs in the draft? Blake Corum hasn't done very much. Um, Unfortunately, the UT quarterback or running back that went to the Panthers, he got hurt, so I mean, but he was already hurt. We knew that he wouldn't have been able to go. Bucky Irving was in the fourth round. He was pretty good. Oh, so we need to get Dan Quinn as head coach last year, promote a DC, get an OC, maybe even bring back Kellen Moore. The Chargers fired him, so he could have learned his lesson. Like this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. I don't know if Dan Quinn. I don't think Dan Quinn does the offensive calls, but you could promote Al Harris or Bill Witt Jr. Teach him what you know, because that's what he's doing now in Washington, and then work with Dak. But work with Dak by getting him a strong running game so that he can go out and do the best that he could do. But instead, Mike Zimmer brought back in from the 90s, DC, to do a whole nother thing, whole nother system. And then Mike McCarthy is still the head coach after 1-3 in the playoffs, and then we just don't do that. Al Harris is the assistant head coach. That's great. We need to make him the head coach now, or Kellen Moore. But I'm just saying, if Kellen Moore is the head coach, then it won't be so bad. My preference, I think we could. I mean, if he's head coach, bring in Al Harris as the defense coordinator. That'd be pretty cool. Bring in another defensive backs coach that he could help train. And oh my gosh, I just don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. The 2020 season, the 2019 season, actually, this is 2021. 2019 Cowboys season. We went 8-8, second in the NFC East, did not qualify. Ah, gosh, we got Randall Cobb, Jason Witten, yeah, Terry Hyder, Christian Covington, re-signings, Demarcus Lawrence. Trade acquisitions. Robert Quinn from Miami Dolphins. NFL draft. We actually drafted Tony Pollard, who has made at least one Pro Bowl from Memphis, round 4. So that was a great get for us because he eventually became the RB1. So I don't understand the freak out about Kellen Moore. He'll be fine. We know the kind of coaches that Jerry Jones wants. It's just ridiculous to say that we're just going to plummet and fall off the face of the earth. The coaches, if it's going to be Kellen Moore or another coach like that, fine, whatever. But what we need to focus on is the draft. We need to focus on the draft. We need to get a good running back. So we need to get a good running back. Ah, good running backs 2025 draft. Ashton Gianti, Boise State, has been listed. Ravion Henderson from Ohio State, Dylan Sampson. I saw him play against Florida. He's in Tennessee. We this is the year we need to get a strong running back now to help out Dak, who is coming back from injury, and then maybe get another wide receiver. We're dumping Brandon Cooks. I don't know what's going on with him, but comment below, comment in my chat what you guys think. But Kellen Moore is not going to be the problem. He's not going to be the worst coach ever. Okay, people are just over exaggerating these things, especially since we've only interviewed a few people. I don't think it does us any good to say, oh, this is trash. Burn all the jerseys. We're not showing up to preseason because Kellen Moore our coach. I actually thought we were promoting Kellen Moore to be the head coach one day. Quarterback. He was our quarterback. He was our third string quarterback. Then he became a quarterback's coach. That's great. Promote him because our old coach decided to retire. Okay. And then the next year we make him offensive coordinator. That's a big jump. That's a big jump, guys. So if we're promoting a young guy from quarterbacks coach to OC, and then we keep him for all these years, that shows me like maybe eventually we'll get a head coach. But Dan Quinn comes in, the 21 season, balls out, does so well for us. People are saying he could be a head coach again, even though he fell to Tom Brady in spectacular fashion with the Falcons. But I think he's erased that, given that he's just taken in his first year a rookie quarterback to the NFC Championship game. I'm looking at it right here. Look, he took him to the NFC Championship game. You go to NFL.com, click on the playoff bracket. They're right there. They're right there with Philly. And Philly is also overcoming an interesting coach because they had such a good draft. They drafted two corners. They drafted Abdul Carter, Jalen Carter the year before. I mean, let's go into the draft. Get Kellen Moore, whatever. And get Kellen Moore if you want to be a head coach and for him to call the plays, work with Dak since he's already worked with Dak, whatever. So that's our only chance. We're not winning anything with Cooper Rush, okay? He's a good backup, that's it. He's not even on our roster, nor is Trey Lance on our roster. So we might have to start all over. Yeah. Get Kellen Moore if you want him. Head coach and calling the plays. Promotes Al Harris because he's the only one left because they took Joe Witt and Dan Quinn. Promote Al Harris. Get another defensive backs coach. He can train him up. He can still, work with the corners who he made all pros and the interception leaders, Ron Bland and Trevon Diggs. You can still work with him as DC, but have him help with the draft. We obviously need more players on defense since they got hurt. And Washington took a few of them, Dorrance Armstrong, notably. So let's do that. Let's go into the draft. Just decide on a coach. It's driving me crazy. It's driving the rest of us crazy too. If it's Kellen Moore, it's Kellen Moore, but don't be around the bush. I know he's busy, but I mean, if it's him, it's him. It's fine. Announcing as soon as he's done with his thing, he could win a freaking Super Bowl ring as an OC. He could go to the White House as the OC for the Eagles, but whatever, whatever. So yeah, if it's Kellen Moore, that's fine. Promote Al Harris, and then let's see what we can do to bring back all these guys on injury. Bring back them from injury. Get a running back. Hell, get two running backs so that Dak is completely set. Keep Rico Dowdle as our third. Deuce Vaughn, your practice squad. I'm sorry. And then, we might have to replace Zach Martin. So go get a strong draft. If Dak's such a great leader and Kellen Moore has been working with him as quarterbacks coach in OC, fine. Because right now we have Dak's till 28. So if Kellen Moore's the guy, fine. He already has a good rapport with Dak anyway, so that'll be fine. Bring him in, call the plays, get Al Harris promoted, and then let's have a good draft. So who could the Cowboys draft? A lot of good players out of Texas, notably the O-line, Jake Majors if we need a center. Kelvin Banks would be great if we're having problems with Tyler Guyton. So, I don't know. Let's just go in. He'll be fine. Kellen Moore will be fine. He's not the worst coach. And then let's have a strong draft. Get back to our run game because we didn't have that, and people knew we didn't have that. That's why I had to pass the ball so many times. Get back to the run game, and then have Dak out there, and then C Lamb's out there. We paid him, pay Michael Parsons, so we don't have to deal with that. Okay, don't wait till the last minute, and then and then get more defensive players. We have a run game now. Now we have a run game. Rico Dowdle can go in there. Maybe he can be better if we don't get another running back. Get him. Rico Dowdle and then Ashton Gianti. Okay, they're leading the way. They're helping us out. We have a primary and then a backup. Okay, good. Get another receiver. We're not going to get Travis Hunter, but there's lots of receivers we can get as a receiver too if we dump Brendan Cooks. Okay. Jalen Tolbert, I think he's doing okay. He's doing great. Jalen Brooks, just cut him, and Brandon Cooks is gone. Jalen Brooks is gone too, and let's just get another receiver. Maybe Ryan Flournoy can do better, but I don't know about this freak out with Kellen Moore. I think he'll be fine. Head coach, I'm resigned to the fact that I might not be excited about it, but I would like to be excited about something. So bring in Al Harris as DC. Kellen Moore can call the plays, work with Dak because he's our only chance now. He's our only quarterback who's any good, and he's resigned, so we have to deal with it. We can't have this scenario where Dion's coming in, we're trading Dak, we're with Dak. Have him go with Dak, get a running back, and then let's rebuild our defense. And maybe Al Harris can help with that. So I'm just saying, I wanted to go live and talk about that. I don't think Kellen Moore will be the worst coach. Our offenses were very good. If you can see in 2019, that was good. 2021 was good. I mean, we had some very good offenses, but we had some good offenses because we figured out what we needed to do. Is Dak the best quarterback in the draft? No. The reason why we had a Super Bowl in the 90s was because 88 got Michael Irvin, but we won so few games that in 89 we got to draft number one, Troy Aikman. And in '89, we got a new owner and a new coach. Jerry Jones was the fresh new thing as the fresh new owner to bring us back up. So that should tell you something. But he's also the GM because we fired Gil Brandt, we fired Tom Landry, the coach. But Jim Johnson, college coach, came in with so much energy. And then 90, we got Emmett Smith. So we got three guys in a row. And we also traded in the middle of that, Herschel Walker for a bunch of players. We got Darren Woodson because of that trade, who is also very, very good. So let's not pretend that a bad, it's like our coaching lifted us up. It was coaching, and we got so many good players and so many players that we were able to figure out which ones were good and dump all the rest. Okay. So we got three great people in a row. They were all inducted into the Hall of Fame at the same time. I think '05 or something like that. So let's get whoever we're going to get as head coach. Get a really good defense coordinator. If Kellen Moore's calling the shots, calling the plays, get some OC. Keep our OC. Who cares? And then work with Dak. Get that run game going. Help him out. Squeeze as much as we can out of him, and then also give him a running back and a receiver. We might have to get an O lineman. So we might have to get three people on the draft. There's some great receivers out there. Isaiah Bond, Gunhelm, Texas. Maybe we can update that tight end room a little bit. But I don't think it's going to be so bad. So I don't think people need to freak out. It's the team. You can only coach what you have in front of you. You can only coach what you have in front of you, guys. Because right now I'm looking at Washington and the Eagles going to the championship game. Everyone has been since us. The Eagles have won a Super Bowl and been to a Super Bowl and trying to get to another one. And now Washington's in the championship game since we've been in the 90s, and the Giants have won two Super Bowls. The Giants have won twice, two Super Bowls. The Eagles have won a Super Bowl, and the Eagles have also been to a championship game with Washington this year. So very frustrating, very frustrating. And it's because they had such a good draft. You realize that Jaden Daniels is very good. You realize that the Eagles got two corners in 2 rounds, and they're very good. You realize that they had a great draft last year too. They just fell apart, and now they're back after going to the Super Bowl 22, falling apart, and now they're back. Like this is very frustrating. I hope Jerry Jones is taking notes. I mean, I don't know what to do or say. Comment in the chat if you want to talk about it, but I just wanted to go live to talk about it for a few minutes. Kellen Moore will be fine. He's not the problem. The problem is we need better players in the draft. If we don't get a running back, this is a good running back here. If we don't get it, then I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what to say. You can only coach the team that you have around you. So we need a running back to help Dak uh, to have his best year to fulfill his potential. He's a fourth round draft pick. He needs a good running back. Let's just be honest. So three players we definitely need on offense. We needed some good players on defense too. We might have to move up to get something. I mean, that's what all in means. You have some great free agency signings, and then you move up in the draft to get some people. We used to do that. We did that with Morris Claiborne in 2012. We missed on him, but we still did it. Let's get back to that mentality of, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to rebuild our O line in 2013 and 14. They're trying to get a corner. They're trying to get, hoping he would be Deion Sanders. Didn't turn out that well that way. We've got some good running backs in the past, but man, we need to get back to that. We need a new running back, brand new, and we need to get O lineman, maybe another weapon. But let's see what we can do in free agency too. Let's spend some money and let's just go out there, sign some 1 year deals, just like the Texans did in 23. So let's help out our quarterback, who we know is going to be our primary quarterback going for the next few years. So I just want to come on and say that. But yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Go Cowboys. Go Cowboys. Go Cowboys. Oh boy, you guys make me crazy.